The old RCA's out. Okay, now you can kind of see there's a lot of solder here on the board. I mean, look how much it's caked on here. It's like bubbling up, and hopefully you can kind of see that. But what we're gonna do is take this wick here and we're gonna clean that solder off the board so we can get some new solder on there. So basically you just got to put it over the top and you'll see it kind of start to climb up the wick, or hopefully you can see it. But go. So there we go. I'm trying to get a good angle. So now you'll be able to see all of this solder coming off the board, and it's just going to allow me to put a new batch of solder on there, I guess. So let's see here. Make sure you always clean off your tip as far as for the soldering iron. You know, use a sponge, wet sponge, clean it off, get all that solder off there. Just easier. And here's the last little bit of it here. Let's see if I can get a good angle here so you can kind of see. You can see how it just lifts off the board there. There we go. So now, if you look there, hopefully you can see that all that solder's off the board, so it's nice and clean now. So now we can put some new solder on there. And you don't have to put a whole lot, you know, just enough. Because like I said, if you put too much, then you're going to run into issues. Or you might flood it, and you don't want to flood it with solder. You just want to put enough. Okay. So let's get this out of here. It's the old zip tie. Get a new zip tie. Kind of bend it so that it can kind of come around here. And then move that out of the way. Now, don't tighten it too much because we want to put just enough space so we can tuck these wires through. And if you can see, these wires are already tin and they got solder on them to make it easier to grab onto the board there. Okay. Through as well. Kind of tighten that down just a bit more, just so this will hold it in place, because you only have so many hands, you know. So now that we have this on here, see how it kind of holds it in place now, and it's nice and centered there. Now from here, what we can do is use our pick tool, and then we'll just put a little bit of pressure on here just to make sure that it doesn't move anywhere when the solder goes on. And I hope you guys can see. You probably can't see that. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get the best angle I can for you. That's close. Maybe how's that? That's not too bad, huh? All right, well. So here we go again. So, damn it. Let's move this out of the damn way for now. Okay. All right. So now you can see, hopefully it's not too blurry. This right here has got to go on there. So we're going to get our little pick tool and just kind of hold it in place, like I said, so the solder will grab. You don't have to leave it on there too long. But bam, there you go. See? And it grabbed. It's right on there. So now with the other side here, you could do the same. Bam. And it's on there. Okay. Clean that. Now we can measure out the ground here and see exactly where we need to cut it. So let's put just a little bit more solder on this ground wire here. There we go. So let's measure this out so we can cut off that much there. We don't need all that on there. Okay. Now, once again, we're just going to push this wire down with our pick tool and then just let the solder kind of do its thing. And bam, it's on there. Now, do the same with this one. See how much of this we can cut off. That much. We don't need all that. So now, you can push that down. So let's switch up hands here. Touch there. Bam. We are on the board. All right. Then lastly, all we got to do is put the ground wire back on. So let's kind of clean this wire off a little bit, huh? Look at that. Yeah, let's clean that off a little. There we go. Now we can go. Oh! Fumble! Maybe I should have done that in the first place. Now, yeah, hopefully that's not too, what should we call it? Blurry. So now we can cut off any excess that we don't need. Okay, so once again, I'm going to clean off the tip here, and take this wire, shorten it up a little bit here. There we go. That bad boy's back on there. So that's pretty much it. It's all nice and clean. Solder's clean. Hopefully it's not too blurry. But that's pretty much how it goes. Now it's time to go check the levels and see if it's clear. All right. Hopefully that helped out. Peace.